So Israel started analyzing this footage. They started analyzing the patterns. When do the guards arrive? Where do they park their cars? Who drives which official? Who protects whom? Who swaps shifts? Israel gathered all these details by hacking Tehran's traffic cameras. And it proved to be a game changer. Because you don't kill a leader by watching him. Leaders are hard to track anyway. You kill a leader by watching the people around him. And that's what Israel did.
This is your brother, Naso Wisia. Today, I am talking in a little illustration of what really happened, of how the Iran people will act, like how the Israel act, their surveillance, their camera, and their, mobile phone network to able to get to the prime minister before they eliminate him. Now, it is not one day job. Remember, it took some time before they got into that particular place. They have something they call tracking system. That is what they use. It's like the operation that went beyond a fixed camera. I don't know if somebody went to that country to go and do it from Israel, or it's just through hacking that they did. But I want you to understand that this is not just one day job. They knew that this is what they want to do. And remember that Israeli, they are very good in hacking. But what I'm trying to say is that if you are doing this, do you know the consequence this thing will cost? The consequence of you going into somebody's country and hacking into somebody's camera and mobile network and all of that. You did that, you did those things. They did not talk. You buy their prime minister, they did not talk. Now you are bombing and doing one or two things. You are asking them to stop because you called America, who are the world power, to come and support you, which they did. America see you like their brother and they are doing it. Now what they are retaliating is affecting other countries, and you want them to stop, or you are asking them to stop or to surrender. Fine. You remember a story about Jacob and Esau, the brother, what the mother did to help Jacob when Jacob was 20 years old. The father wanted to go pass on to the Lord, and he asked Esau, the elderly one, to go and get him meat. The mother tried to manipulate the younger one. The sin the mother did by asking the younger one to go and take the blessing, I believe it cost her, for her not to see her only like a child, which is Jacob, again, or see two of them in her life again. Jacob only came back to meet the dead body of her mother because he asked him to run away. Do you remember that story? If he did not allow the brother to do that, maybe they will be together. The brother will be helping the mother like that, even at old age. But now nobody helped anybody. That is the sin, or the choice the mother did, and it caused a chance to a consequence of what the action he did. I also remember the story about a guy called Jephthah in the Bible, who promised God, if I go to this war and I win, whatever that came my way, I'll give it to you. And what happened to his words? His only child daughter came, Daddy. That one also good. So do you think that Israelis are taking the right choice? Although they have already made the choice already that they want to fight, are you sure that they are making the right choice? And the chances they are having now by having America to support them, do you think that this one will also attract another country? You know that China and Russia are allied to Iran. They have not said anything, have not made any moves. Do you think that other countries are not watching what is going on? Because the Israeli, they are ready to continue, but the Americans and the Iran are ready to continue, but the American and Israeli want them to surrender. Do you think that this one will end up for Iran to surrender when we are hearing from reliable sources that the missiles that they have spent or threw already, each one cost $20,000? And what the Israeli and America has thrown cost almost $4 million, which means what the Iranians are having as they left with them, they don't even touch the Ogbonge ones. So what do you think about these things? But before I continue, I want you to watch the video of how they explain how they explain, how they're able to catch this prime minister or destroy the prime minister, eliminate him and his family. You understand? Through the surveillance and the camera and the mobile network. That's what I want to play for you. Sit down there, don't go. Make sure you watch this video to the end.
It was a quiet Saturday morning in Tehran. Iran's supreme leader walked into what was supposed to be another meeting. And minutes later, he was dead. Ayatollah Khamenei was killed in a joint strike by the US and Israel. But you already know this. Our story tonight is not the strike. Our story is the run-up to the strike and how it came about. It begins with surveillance. Surveillance that went on for years. This is according to a new report by the Financial Times. It talks about surveillance so thorough that Israel knew Iran like the back of their hand. We're not talking about a spying operation limited to a few officials. We are talking about hacking a city's entire traffic network. You heard that right. Apparently, Israel hacked into Tehran's traffic network, and that meant access to cameras. You see, Iran has built a very extensive internal surveillance system. It had installed cameras to spy on its own people, to monitor protesters and dissenters. Unfortunately for them, the same cameras were used by the enemy to spy on the regime. One camera placed at just the right angle reportedly showed something small but something very, very critical. It showed the place where Ayatollah Khamenei's security detail parked their cars. So Israel started analyzing this footage. They started analyzing the patterns. When do the guards arrive? Where do they park their cars? Who drives which official? Who protects whom? Who swaps shifts? Israel gathered all these details by hacking Tehran's traffic cameras. And it proved to be a game changer. Because you don't kill a leader by watching him. Leaders are hard to track anyway. You kill a leader by watching the people around him. And that's what Israel did. Over time, the Israeli intelligence built data files. They call these pattern of life files. That's what they built. They gathered home addresses, commuting routes, and duty hours of these guards. It's like building a Google Maps timeline, but for a regime's inner circle. And Israel did this for years. Leading the project was Unit 8200. This is Israel's elite signals intelligence unit. The report says Unit 8200 fed mountains of data into AI-driven systems. I'm talking about billions of data points, phone signals, camera feeds, movement patterns, relationship maps. They use something called network analysis. What does that mean? It's basically mapping who talks to whom and who influences whom. You try to make sense of a network. And with this, they built a whole picture of Ayatollah Khamenei's daily life. Now here's where this becomes almost sci-fi. On the day of the strike, something strange happened. Cellular networks around Khamenei's compound were disrupted. Phones rang busy and warnings could not get through. Say you were Khamenei's bodyguard, you could not reach your team. Your calls were failing. At the same time, Israeli and US intelligence was at work. They confirmed that Khamenei was at his residence and that he was meeting top officials. And here's the other thing. They were not just depending on data. American intelligence also had a human source confirming all of this. That's what reports say, that they also had human intelligence. Now, Iran knew that an attack was coming. They knew that Israel and the US were going to strike at some point. Of course, the Ayatollah knew that too. But apparently, he refused to go to a bunker. He wanted to die as a so-called martyr. What Tehran did not anticipate was the timing. They did not think that the strike would come in the morning. They did not think that it would happen in broad daylight. That's what happened. And as dramatic as this backstory is, it's not new for Israel. Their intelligence is known for things like this, for operations like this. You may remember what happened in 2024, the pager explosions. Israel crippled Hezbollah's communication network. Their rank and file used pagers to communicate. Israel hacked those devices and blew them up. So thousands of pagers exploded simultaneously, and this killed thousands of Hezbollah fighters. That operation too is said to have taken years of infiltration, years of analyzing the same data, of figuring out patterns and knowing when to strike. And it tells you a lot about modern warfare. Wars today are not fought with just missiles and jets, they're fought with data.
Yeah, all right, you have watched this video and you have seen how this lady explained and how all this thing went through for them to able to eliminate this prime minister, this their leader, watching him through the act camera. I don't really know how, but we know that Israel are very good when it comes to hacking. How they got into Iran, hack into their camera, their mobile network and all of that. And some sources said it goes through their, their bodyguard and all of that. But at the end, they get into their country, watching the prime minister from far. And that is how they succeeded. What do you think about it? Do you think that Iranians will surrender for this war or they will continue? I want to drop a comment on this comment section whether what you just watched, it will end well or it will not end well. On our next news, I will tell you about the man that predicted what is happening. This is not pastor, it's just a professor. This is your brother, your friend, Naso Siam. Click on the subscribe button in case you have not done that before. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for always being there. Like this video, and what you have to do for me is for you to share this video so that it can go viral. Thank you and God bless you.